Yes, Zaga, Yaga. You know the vibes. You rocking out with yours truly, the Sauce Master. Showtime Shot News, man. Let's get to a little sauce. I want to change the picture. I got so much heat. Let's change up today. Let's go with a little something different. You see you like my artwork? You like my artwork? Man, this is a dope picture. Let's go with this one. We'll go with this one, right? All right, Zaga. Yes. Little educational sauce, man. I've just been noticing out on the YTC scene. Um, we're getting a lot of back and forth now with the fight, and it's off the table, yada yada. Maybe Keith Thurman. I want to say this, right? I just came from covering the Shakur Stevenson uh press conference that Jihad Tucker was a member, was an attendee of, and was in. Um, he last fought in June, I believe the 18th, right? Let me see if I'm right on that day. Yeah, the 18th on Joe Smith undercard. We knew he had that fight date July something, right? So when I see guys, well, you remember how I kept saying like, major fight news coming, major fight news. I kept saying that, right? Because I already knew that we was fighting Friday, September 23rd in Newark. We just couldn't announce it. That's why I kept saying major fight news. So when I float around the YTC and I see different channels dumbing the culture down, telling, the people that their audience are 200, 500, 600,000, whatever, that this side ain't signed a contract, this, that, and the third, right? But yet you're not having no team members. The closest the team member came was Bernie the Boxer, and he said it might possibly be going down in November, right? In November. So what I want to say is this, right? As a team member, you know already. Like, so when you hear the YTC talk about Bud ain't signed the contract, this, that, and the third, he's holding up the fight, they probably they don't even have the terms together yet. They don't, because it's like coming from like a little bit of things that I know about that side of the game now. You heard what I just said. When Jihad Tucker, we just had the press conference Monday in Newark, but July, I knew the date. I knew everything was set in stone. It was set in stone, right? That's why when I watch all these channels just speak on it, and they're saying, oh, he didn't agree to the so they don't have no fight, man. They don't even have a term sheet. They don't even, man. I don't know, man, but it is what it is, man. Keep listening to who you listen to. Or salute to Skywalker Boxing and the winning team. That's what TWT stands for, the winning team. But yeah, so when I'm seeing these different channels, and it's so sad because you got brothers like that I used to talk to, I no longer speak to, because they used to argue me down about what a channel said, and they think just because the channel does numbers and algorithm, they know what they're talking about. They don't. They don't. Like I said, Monday was just a major press conference. I didn't see none of your favorites that give you the news that you go to for boxing information there. Working the event. Working the event. A salute to the ones that was there working the event. I see these are the guys that probably can give you real intel, because you have guys like Carl Moretti, you have Larry Hazard Sr., you have people of that nature walking around in the room that you can go up to and speak with. Now you're getting real boxing inside information. I know half of y'all don't even know the two names that I just mentioned. Bet you don't, man. Bet you don't, man. But it is what it is, man. Like I said, that's why this is educational sauce right here. Educational. And when I go home later on, right, I'm gonna spice it up tonight. Cause I still gotta. I haven't really been coming on hard. Cause I still got a lot of pictures to edit. I still got a lot of pictures to edit. Like I said, shout out to Clarence McLean was in the building. Like I told him, I said, yo, this is probably I've been doing this over a decade, right? That's why I keep trying to tell dudes, this ain't no overnight. It's not gonna be no overnight. Dudes want overnight status. They just want to jump on the internet and think, you're gonna gain access and be in the room and be a part and all that. Nah, it doesn't work that way, man. It does not work that way. You gotta really put in work. And you know what? Like YouTube and the internet pretty much fucked the game up because guys think that that's how they can get on now. They think that's how they can get on. They don't want to put in the actual work. They don't want to be in the gym. Just like fighters that want title shots and want to move up the ranks, but they're not putting in the work. The same thing goes with the media game. The same thing goes with networking. It's easy to sit behind a computer and do it like that, but that's not the vibes. Yo, it's not. I'm telling you, it's not about having a big platform. It's about putting in the work. Like most of these dudes with big platforms don't even be at these events, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It be the dudes you don't even check for that be actually there working and networking. Most of these dudes with these big platforms, they are what I like to call con artists. They in it like, but to each his own. I'm not gonna knock nobody's hustle. They do what they do for the coin. They're not really covering fights because, to be honest, they'll cover fighters when they can profit off a fighter. When they can put a clickbait title out and they can make money off of the fighter. But they're not gonna cover fighters that's hardly known or on the come up. But that's not the real game. That's not the real game. But yeah, Clarence was in there working. He was putting it in. I see his growth in the game. He's got to keep grinding and pushing and watch his affiliations because that's why I try to explain to a lot of guys like when it comes to YouTube media, they're not respected because you got a lot of people in here that just talk gibberish. They make up shit, you know. And the biggest example of that is right. Catch this sauce right here. Catch this educational sauce, right? Every of the big time channels uh push the narrative that Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford is the biggest fight in boxing, right? That's the biggest fight in boxing across the YTC, right? But yet there is no money for it. They don't even want to put the funds up for it. But yet they got 80 million for Joshua Usyk. They got damn near another 80, 40, 60 for Canelo, Triple G. But the biggest fight in boxing, Bud is outpricing itself, wanting 20 million. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. A lot of the shit that you get pushed on YTC is gibberish industry YTC talk. Because if this was the biggest fight in boxing, it would have been made. It wouldn't be no. But if you pay attention, once again, you got to pay attention. The actual people that control what's going on, Steven Espinoza, Al Heyman, his right hand man, can't think of his name right now, drawing the blank that uh he used to be a news guy. Damn. Oh my God. It's right on the tip of my tongue, right? He already came out months ago, and said they didn't want to disrespect Terrence Crawford with the money. Steven Espinosa says Oh, this fight, they got to be reasonable. This is the big fight, but it's not Manny Floyd. So they're letting you know. But we get so that, well, I'm not even gonna say we, because when you think about it, if you combine all the big time platforms, right, it's probably less than 10,000, 20,000 boxing fans. So that's what it boils down to, right? Like I said, combine all of the big time platforms. That's only 20,000. I say 20,000. If they all go live with their max numbers, maybe 20,000, right? 20,000 pay per view buys is nothing. So when the people that is telling you, pushing that narrative that this is the biggest fight in boxing, they don't move the needle. They don't move the needle. Are you catching this? They don't move the needle combined. So if you only telling 20,000 people that listen to you on YouTube that this is the biggest fight in boxing, but yet the networks, Espinoza, Al Heyman, they're telling you it's not. They don't even want to pay for it. They don't even want to pay for it, man. But see, you know what it is? I'm just grateful to be where I'm at and learning and adapting. That's why I'm pushing away from a lot of stuff. I push away from a lot of people because a lot of people aren't growing. They're not learning. They're not, evolving. You have to evolve in this shit, man. And a lot of these dudes are so comfortable on YouTube with a quick flip. But like I said, that shit is not even moving the needle. He says facts, bro. And a lot of these channels keep talking about the same old shit. I like to look at the bigger picture of boxing, like history, and also the prospects. Like, yeah, Jihad is on his way, man. That was his first press conference, major press conference. About to be his ninth fight. It was a good look for him, man. Dope look for him and Shushu. Shushu Carrington and also Floyd Diaz. Floyd Diaz is in this picture too, but the angle that I took the picture from, he's not really, you can't see him good. But I got a whole bunch of pics. I gotta put more up. But I got all of them on the when they was all sitting before the hockey dude came out and presented them with their jerseys. I'll probably put that up later when I get to the crib and fuck with some more pics. But yeah, man, so I just wanted to come on real quick, stay on for about 20 minutes and just break that down. Because like you see that like the same old same, like you just said, same old same. And the people that's pushing these narratives, they're not helping at all, to be honest with you. They're not. And then they have, like I said, they got boxing fans, a little 20,000 that deem their news credible, fucked up. Like fucked up and lost out the loop, man. But I had a dude argue me down. I'm like, bro, I'm actually I have access to real information, and my peoples can co-sign this. I told a couple of distinguished colleagues that we was fighting on this date maybe a month ago, but I was like, yo, let's keep it under wraps. We can't speak on it. So that's why when I see these channels talk about contracts and Bud ain't signed the contract, this didn't. I'm like, man, them dudes are just, who's telling you this shit? Who's telling you this? Appreciate that, Skywalker. I'm like, who's telling you guys this shit, man? Who's telling you this? It's obvious you don't really have no sources. It's so obvious because like you can leak out information. You can leak out information. Like like I knew we was on this card, but like I said, I told a couple distinguished colleagues, I was like, yo, don't say nothing. We're officially on the Shakur Stevenson card. But well, after Monday, you see, it was all gas, no brakes, all the marketing and promoting now. But prior to that, I just kept saying major announcement coming soon, major announcement. So that's why I said, like, if this fight was made, right, the closest we came to possibly being made is when Bernie said November. Bernie is an actual team member. The Spence team, the Spencer Horlicks, whatever you want to call it, those guys, those channels, they're not giving you nothing concrete. And they are the biggest Earl Spence supporters. They're not getting no info, no intel. All they're doing is last night exposed them big time, right? Every pro Earl Spence channel went off of what he tweeted. And this, I'm gonna show you how dumb and lost they all are, right? Earl Spence said he's not fighting Keith Thurman, right? Now I'm gonna give y'all the, like I said, this is educational source right here, right? Earl Spence has no control over that, right? And I'm gonna show you how, right? If the WBC does mandate Keith Thurman to fight Earl Spence, right? Not only does Earl Spence have to fight him, or he has to pull a Riddick Bowe. So, are you gonna throw your belt in the trash if they mandate you to fight Keith Thurman? That's the only way you're not gonna fight him. If they mandate that fight, it doesn't matter what you want to do. Are you gonna throw your belt in the trash via Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis? Hopefully, y'all caught that source. But yet, all the channels last night was going off. Oh, Earl Spence is a boss. He calls shots. He does what he wants to do. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If Mauricio Suleiman and them mandate that fight, it doesn't matter if he doesn't want to fight him or not. He's either going to have to toss his belt in the trash or fight him. But yet, the narrative last night after he tweeted that, man, that's what I said. To each his own. To each his own, man. To each his own when it comes to who you listening to, who you getting information from, and who you watching. But when I seen all those videos, I said, yo, man, these dudes out here just pushing bullshit to the people, man. Bullshit to the people, man. Like just this bullshit. And then you gotta see some of the comments in these chats. You gotta see how and then you gotta see how dudes will argue you down. Like, bro, y'all he tweets something and y'all go crazy. Y'all go crazy. Like that tweet don't hold no weight. If they mandate that, man, he gonna have to throw his belt in the trash or fight him or get stripped. Come on, man. That's simple science right there. But like I like to say, hey, what do I know? What do I know? Hopefully everybody is hydrated. It was kind of cool today, but it was still hot, man. Gotta stay hydrated, man. Definitely. He said my uncle got his belt stripped by Jose Suleiman back in the day. Back in the day, because they were trying to get him to fight a Cherry Hector Camacho, and fans wanted him to fight Jose Edwards, the #1 contender. Yeah, that's the game, man. That's why I said. That's why I said these dudes be on here talking gibberish, man. Not making no sense. Not making no sense. You know what I'm saying? Not making no sense. And it doesn't matter what he tweeted. It doesn't matter. Like that shit holds no value at the end of the day. If the sanctioning bodies and he is a WBC champion, if they mandate that fight and he doesn't take that fight, they're gonna strip him. They're gonna strip him. That's what I said. Is he gonna do the Lennox Lewis and toss his belt in the trash because he doesn't want to fight Keith Thurman that bad? Come on, man. That's what I said, man. It's too many goofballs out here trying to push boxing news and boxing narratives to people. But yes, man. I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'm gonna come back on once I touch down at the crib and get situated, so I can do my shit on my laptop and give y'all like some behind the shit from the press conference. Give you real boxing content, man, because that's what the YTC is missing. You get a lot of gossip and gibberish, but you need real boxing content, man. Like I said, salute to the chat. Shout out to Skywalker, the winning team. Everybody doing their thing. I'm gonna wrap this up. And do what I do, man. Like I said, look for me in about a couple hours. I'm gonna jump back on before I hit the gym. Hit the gym at 6. And I'm gonna jump back on and give y'all some actual content. Like I said, I had the on the page right now, the Coach Moses interview, the Jihad Tucker interview with Champ 5 is up. Definitely check the stuff out, man. For real live boxing fans.
You know the vibe. Yaga, Zaga, Ahala.